We've got robots inbound. Find the captive as soon as you can. We don't have much time. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. You are approaching the holding area. Careful. If the wardens detect you, they will surely initiate the execution sequence. Bypass complete. You may proceed. Hurry up. You are running out of time. Here are the holding cells. Search each one for the hostage.
I will not forget this, Tenno.
Prisoner located. We need to get them back to command in one piece. Find your way to the exits, and don't leave the subject behind.
Don't suppose you have an extra gun?
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
It is done, Tenno.
The audio's really bad in this. It's hard to be positive. Yeah, nobody's on. It's 3 people watched the last one. So I don't know who's watching these broadcasts. It doesn't show me who's watching them, like your account or anything around about you. If it's my followers or if it's anybody that of why, or like if you're skipping through it or anything. No, like YouTube does. Gives you like a breakdown analytically. But in this, in Twitch, it doesn't say anything. It just says like 3 people watched it at these times. But it doesn't say you're skipping through the video or you're looking for something or whatever. Like I could find, me personally, I could find analytics within the analytics.
Operator, Ortis is sorry. Happy to report that all my good jokes are gone.
I have to do 15 missions. I'm sitting here as usual. Getting my weekly workload done. No, I'm not doing that on my own. Yet doing that. See if it put me in with a squad. I can't put the headphones on because it has that static glitching. I don't have a problem with Dauntless and all. So there's the streams going shitty. I have other things here, but the camera doesn't have it in view. There's stuff here on the table. And then there's stuff here.
Hurry up. You are running out of time.
This here, Alex. See, because it's so fast. Empty magazine and then constantly reloading. It's a good weapon, just very
You've located the hostage. Escort the prisoner to the extraction
annoying.
point, and I'll take care of the rest.
Right, is it done reloading yet? Ah, there you did it, yeah. It's because I hate them so much, so that's why I kill them. I just hate them so much.
Stay
Collect the
focused.
resources while I'm
There's
at
a
it.
heavy unit approaching.
I look and there's like 5 of them sitting looking at me. Stuff like that there where it just flies away. And there's like hundreds of them shooting you. It's gonna get extracted anyway.
Good dance on.
Ash is slightly different than Loki. Loki has that there decoy, while Ash has the armor strip shurikens and the shadow blade or whatever you want to call it. And Loki has the invisibility and disarm and teleport. But both of them have a teleport. Yeah, it's static still there. It's that choppy audio. It needs fixed. Maybe it's because I have the optical lead in. I don't know, for the TV or the monitor or whatever you want to call it. It's picking it up. Take it out. There's a delay in the reload.
It will only attack when it senses high concentrations of infested blood. Slow the fight if you want it to go away. I'm still detecting a lot of infestation activity. Let's clean it up. The Juggernaut. I think you made it angry. Good work. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Get a first part. Why is there so many of them? I just did this shadow thing. Field storm. Finally. Need to put a few of them out in the simulacrum. With them armor strip. See what the story is around. Really aggravating. Everyone always says it's the gunners that's the strongest ones, but them juggernauts are ridiculous. The armor on them. Go. Silence, acolyte.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. You have broken their ranks and they are on the run. Another successful mission. Find extraction.
So much nanospores. Unreal. That's why it's so hard to get plastids, because you can get nanospores so easily. Like I think I have like, you know, 8 million nanospores or something like that. Or is it 800,000 or something? I need to check. Oh. Need to pick up my Titans, extractors, or whatever. So now they're only giving me these, are they? But then that's the higher ones. I'm looking the plastid, you see. So I have to put these ones down, the normal ones, to try and get the plastids lit, and then in the hope that they'll give me plastids instead of nanospores. Where else does plastids? Here. So I put the normal ones on this, and sometimes it gives me polymer bundles, which is okay. Anything's better than the detonite ampulates. Anything's better than them at the minute. I want the plastids, and then where else does? They're not going to do any of them because they're corpus, I think. Are they corpus? Grenier. Anything with Grenier on it is mainly plastids. So, like, there's Venus. Is circuits. Circuits are the ones you're looking there. Morphics. Jupiter is obviously the neural sensors, or the hexaons. Because you can get plenty of salvage from Earth. Oh, no, it's not Earth, is it? It's Mars. It's Mars, sorry. Mars, you can get plenty of salvage. So from Mars, you would look at the Morphix or the Galenium. I think Pluto does plastids, does it? Pluto's the only one that does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different resources. And plastids is right smack in the middle. So the chances of getting that, I have to put a higher extractor on it. Is that 2 or 3 I've dropped? Where's 1? Did I put 1 on here? Yeah, there's 3. I have 3. So at the minute, I only have 3. I think once you get to MR30, you can have, it's every 5 mastery ranks, you get an extra Titan to drop on each planet. So I'll only get 1 more to drop. Which, when I say 1 more, that is beneficial. You may not only you may not get many resources in like a massive amount as like farming, but you will get resources over a longer period of time without having to put the effort in. So like even if you do get 50 from each one, that's 50 resources from each one. And some of the blueprints and stuff and all do ask for about 10, 20 resources sometimes. Let's see. Or no, they're about 400, sorry, 400 resources. The control modules and stuff and all is like 3. Neural sensors is 2. That's if you're doing Warframes, weapons. Just go for the prime weapons. It'll be easier to get them with relics than resources if you're trying to get MR. Mastery rank. Or the invasion missions. And then obviously there's the weapons from the acolytes. Like I don't know, like when was the last time I actually got a Korth Prime barrel, if I ever had one, for this weapon. And get a mastery ranked the Korth, I think. The normal one, not the Prime. What's the other weapon that was so hard to get Prime? And this one, it's not Prime, but the normal weapon of it, because it's on sale, the AOLAC or whatever you call it, because it comes in a bundle, they won't give you the, it's very hard to get the parts for it. It was the same for the ambassador weapon. It wasn't easy to get because they're on the market place. That there I literally got on the first day. The filming. And go for these weapons as well in the invasion missions. See, anytime there's an invasion mission up, there is one at the minute. Or yeah, well the invasion missions will say at the minute. For these parts, just do it. Get the Wraith weapon now, and then you can just rank them up. As you can see, I've ranked them up. The Gorgon Wraith, though, you can't get the parts unless it's Fomorian, or it's not the Fomorian. Is it the Fomorian? Or killing the Jackal, the other one. Jackal anyway, whatever one that one is, for the invasions. It's normally an alert, so these don't come easy. So you do have to farm it to keep getting these parts when it is available for the Jackal. The normal Gorgon weapon is on the Jackal as well, I think. I'm not sure. But then you'll get... Who's the Warframe for the Jackal? I can't remember what Warframe it is. Rhino? I think it's Rhino. I haven't had any of these relics for the Electron Prime because it's a good weapon. The Panthrea as well is another hard one to get for relics. For me, anyway. The Rubico's another one, which the stock isn't easy to get. That's an invasion mission. The Soma was hard to get too. I think there is relics for it. For the Soma. It's different. The Soma, you can't get the relics for it. It's just they're few and far between. For me, anyway. The Strong Prime's easy to get. The Scandivar is not so much. Again, it's few and far between, the same as the Soma. There's a Wraith, Siberis or whatever. I haven't had any parts drop for it. Took a while for the Tiburon or whatever you call it, this, to get these parts. That's why I won't use it, because it's harder to get. Zug Prime is always, it seems to be always available. Like, you can get it pretty quick, I would say. The Vectus, though, wee bit more difficult. Tenora, Octavia's weapon. It's every other drop. It would be easier to get in relic drops. The Miter, how do you get that? Is that through the Ghoul missions on Earth? I think. It's an okay weapon, but I prefer the Panthrea. I have it. If I were you, if I was anybody that didn't have either of these weapons, the normal one or the Panthrea instead of the Prime, over the Miter, I would go for the Panthrea in the Syndicates. You can get it on the Syndicates. Just buy it on there, on New Loka, I think it is, that has it. Just buy it there. It's just so much easier. And the Syndicates are so worth. Well, when I say worth, yeah, they are. You get more of a return from the Syndicates on weaponry. For resource to against the time you put in to the reactors that you have to give them, the Orkin potatoes or whatever. I don't know what you call it, not potatoes. Orkin reactors you have to put in the catalyst to give them, because you get a load at the start anyway that benefits you, and then because they give you a load, they dump a lot on you when you start the game, and then when you work out the Syndicates, you can use them on that. The problem you're going to have later on is getting them back to upgrade your weaponry and your warframes, which can eventually be done. Just, you have to be patient. You have to have a lot of patience. Primes. The Arc Bronco or the normal Bronco is okay. It drops all the time. It's a shotgun secondary weapon, which is okay. It's not a fantastic weapon to invest in, but it's okay to have. The Soma that's the Soma Te, the dual weaponry for the main primary weapon. I got, where's the other one that I got when I first started? Have I even got any of them? No, I don't. Is it the Prime ones of the Soma? Prime version of these here, I think I've got. I got it when I first started. I didn't even. They're there. It's obvious. I had them. Got them right away. And I thought they were pretty cool looking and all this. But then that's when I learned the hard way about the upgrades on the mods. Axtelerio Primes. The Vesto is a good weapon, but I don't know. I looked into it to get it over. Not the Bolt though. It was the other ones I had. Them over the other weapon. For Mesa. There's the Bronco Prime. Detron. It's harder to get. I think that's on invasion missions as well. Despair is obviously an acolyte weapon. That's Gyre's weapon. Cantrair or whatever you call it. Ballistica. It drops every other relic as well. In every other relic. The Barak. Like, I think that... Does that come... I think it's one of the bosses drop that. Epitaph. A lot of people use the Epitaph. It's a very high status weapon, if I'm right. Like the Cedo primary weapon. I'm more of these high tricks. It rotates around all the different stats. I'll put it on so we'll check it out, see what it's like for against Steel Path here to test it. Euphoria, I still haven't got the receiver part for it. This I got from login reward. I think I got these from login rewards. The Lex Prime or the Dual Lex, I would say that is definitely a strong, powerful weapon. And the Magnus is worth getting. The Octocore is worth getting. Now you have to upgrade them. It's easy to get the weapons. It's upgrading them's the problem. I got this for Octavia because on my Warframes what I did is I like to get the parts their signature weapons and stuff. So for Octavia I have all her weapons, which are pretty cool. The Seer I think comes from a boss. I think I got that as a login, these two, I'm not sure. Scuba's a drop. Twin Gremlins. Twin Gremlins I thought they were more than what they actually are. They're not that great. They're not as powerful as you think. Even if you do upgrade them and stuff. There you go, 5 Neurodes. Over 2000. The Twin Comacs. They're a difficult one. They need a lot of time put into them. The Twin Comacs. The Comac in its own, the shotgun, is a very good weapon. With its ramp up in power. If you can get it to is speed trigger and stuff like that that are put on it. It's a pretty good weapon. When it hits hard. When it ramps up. And the Twin Comacs, they do the same thing. It's getting them to that point, because a lot of the times when you're trying to level it up or rank it up or whatever, or upgrade it, and then you're trying to get into Steel Path, or you're at the higher levels, like level 100, between 80 and 100 and stuff, when you hit them, it only just ramps up to the power and then it eventually kills them, because you're ramping up. It's a curve, and it is as the Twin Comacs ramp up, you want to get to that ramp up as quick as possible, so you stick the speed shots onto it, like speed trigger and stuff like that. They're on it, or like shred and stuff. It ramps up fire rate. That's what it is. You get the fire rate as quick as possible. It will rip them apart. It's very good weapon if you can get it though. If you put a bit of time into it. Sidearms, I was using them for Mesa, you see. This is what the problem I had, because Mesa had the pistol damage and stuff and all on. So I personally didn't think that Mesa they didn't, it's not that it didn't work well, it's just that I wasn't working well. I wasn't putting enough effort in to get it to where they could be. And mess is pretty good. So you're having to put a bit of effort in. The twin Garcatas, that's what Clem has. These here. He has these. I thought he had the twin gremlins, but he doesn't. He has these. These are a primary weapon. And you turn them into a secondary weapon. Or is it a primary weapon? Single weapon. Single-handed gun. I can't remember. But I still have them. And I would hold on to them. Like they're fast. They're pretty good secondary weapon. Wouldn't say powerful, but I would say I'll have a look at them again here. The stats. Velox, still have it. Vimos, I was supposed to redo that for Nidus. Psylocke I haven't used yet. And I think I used it in Deveri. It's a good weapon. For all I've used it in Deveri, like. And the Visto Primes, again, against the Magnus, the Lex. Maces are Vistos, I think, but they're his, what do you call them, exalted weapons. I really ramped it up with Mesa. Melee weapons. Melee. I haven't used this fan yet. Haven't used these. Maybe put these on if I'm going to use them. Put them on, because a lot of people put them on Rhino or something for some reason. I think they're Rhino's weapons. I'm not sure. Put them on. We call him Atlas, because he runs off melee weapons. I think. I don't know if he still does. Draga, Cronus. They're basically self-descriptive when it comes to these melee weapons. They do. You have to get your combination up. Barax. I think I've leveled up the normal ones. Gram, I haven't done, sure. Thought I done it. The Fangs is the first ones I got. I thought daggers can reach very high. I think I still have these, but I haven't upgraded them. Jewel Kumas, I kept them too, the normal ones. But once I got to, what did I get to? I've tried these out. If you use the heavy attacks properly. Once I got the crest, the damage was unreal. It started going through the roof. I haven't used the Helicore. I used the other one. The Cronin, that's it. See the normal versions of these? Once I got to these, I didn't look back. What else did I use? Pangolin, I used it for a bit. Redeemer I tried out, I wasn't the Prime Redeemer. Didn't realise how good it could be. I never really used this axe much. The Reaper, the normal one, or the Prime. There's the Redeemer. The Sheath is so worth it. Like, I would highly recommend getting the Sheath, or what's the other one, Crest? This Prime, or the normal ones. Just, you'll know the difference. If you can get reach on them and stuff and all, and put it on, if you can get it on, use it. Use this Sheath. It's so worth it. Such a... highly recommend them. I've always kept high amounts of parts to renew it. So see, when you run out of space, a wee tip would be, if you have it in your foundry and you have the blueprints for it and the parts, and you have the weapon in your thing, but you haven't upgraded or anything, and you've just used it for mastery rank, dump it and take the slot, hold on to the slot, because then you can rebuild it in your foundry at any time. Obviously, it's going to take 12 hours, or what it says 12 hours, yeah. It's going to take 12 hours to build it. But if you haven't put any investment into it, there's no point it's sitting in your arsenal and wasting up a armory slot. Because obviously that's what the game's all about. Armory slots or arsenal slots are a bit like bag space in Path of Exile, or any of them, what do you call them, type of games, dungeon crawlers. So it's a bag space problem. So you're sitting with inventory that's taking up space when you've got it in your foundry, in your crafting system, when you can just use it there, you can build it any time. So that's why I removed it for the slot. I'm not sure if I still have it. I'll have a look. I wanted to use these because they look cool. I haven't used them yet. And the war. I jumped straight over to the war once I got it, and didn't realise it was a great sword, and it was really slow, and it was not as good as the Broken War. Broken War is a better, faster weapon than the war, because everyone kept saying that the Broken War is better than the war, and I was like, why? Because the Broken War is faster. I don't know if the damage is as good on heavy attacks, sure, but because obviously that's a great sword, the war one. Once you get the core, there's the Broken War there. I still have it, I think. Do you? Right, let's have a look at these weapons. I'm gonna change over. So, I've took the time to work on these, right? These are like top level weapons. If you can get a hold of these, the normal ones, get the normal ones, right? Work on them, put the effort in, put the what do you call them? Hold on a minute. Hey, where was I? I was talking about these weapons. Let's check if the audio's alright. Very low. Is it because I turned this audio down? Microphone? Let's see. Sensitivity. Well, it's not giving me control over it. Changed it there. See if it makes any difference. What's that like? There's the Rumblejack. It's a good weapon. Again, it's a dagger. All the daggers are good weapons. So there's two dual daggers as well. Dual Kumeis. The Nikitas are good. The Kinas, they're good weapons. They come the Dex ones come as standard of 60 capacity as well, which is pretty handy because they are Lotus commemorative weapon or whatever. Dual split sword. I got this because it becomes a dual sword, depending on your stance, what stance you put on it. It was the radiation I wanted on it. I've put toxin on it as well, radiation toxin. Don't know if that's a good choice, but where's the other weapon? The one I'm using at the minute is this was given to me as well as a login reward. This one as well was given me as a login reward. What's it say there about it? A lone Tenno once used this staff to fight back the hordes of infested. Radiation electricity. But I haven't upgraded it, haven't done anything with it. You can get these as standard too, as a login reward at the start. I would highly recommend using them through leveling or going around the star chart. And getting Chlorophyll, I wouldn't say it's a great weapon. It's okay. It can be a good weapon. All the weapons can be good weapons. It's just the way, when I'm talking about them like being able to use them throughout the star chart and not have to change weaponry so much. Like the heat swords are obviously heat and slash. I've got them viral slash at the minute. But I think they drop with the heat sword in each hand, enemies reach their fire demise twice as fast. Can connect with multiple targets at once. Good weapons. The dual one, I can't remember how I got it, but you can get the single one on its own from Nightwave or from doing one of the invested missions. I can't remember what it is. The quest lines. This one here. Again, I have viral slash on it. What's the weapon we're looking for? That's more higher level, if you want to say, as you get around the map. That's in Zariman. This is one of the, you get that in one of the missions, the War Within, I think it is. Rumblejack. Do not, I repeat, do not sell this weapon. Don't. When you get this weapon in your inventory, do not sell it. The reason I say this is because it is, obviously the fact that it's a good weapon. It is handier to use as you level through. Once you remove this weapon, you have to go through Samaras to get it again. And that means you have to get standing with him again, which would be harder. It's even harder for me, for Samaras, for not paying attention. Like even when you do pay attention, because Samaras' standing is based on how much he wants to give you when you do the 4 scans. So he can give you anything between 500 and 1500 standing a day, which is nothing. So you have to go around figuring out how you're going to scan things or get anything of any standing with him, which is very, I wouldn't say top level, extreme level hard, but it is hard to do. It's hard enough to like try and get his standing to get that weapon. And I think that weapon's 100,000 standing on Samaras to get it back as well. So do not, I repeat, do not sell this weapon. And he has a few other things as well. I think he has Nidus, Octavia. Just be careful, okay? Just be careful not to sell. Because it's going to take you a wee bit more to get it back. If you really want, if you're going to want, and it is worth keeping compared to some of these other weapons. As standard, that's what I'm talking about. As standard, it's base stats. I'm not talking about it's when you put mods on it. I'm talking about base stats. I wouldn't say this is worth getting. Okay? I wouldn't say this is worth getting, right? It isn't worth going out of your way to get it, doing the Archon missions, okay? For Cal. But I'll say this. Are you ready for this, right? The Slaytra is a powerful reiteration of the traditional Grineer machete that doubles the duration of slash status effects. Doubles the duration of slash status effects, right? Now, this weapon, before I actually bought this weapon, I got the normal machete, right? A ferocious melee weapon crafted by the Grineer and carried by their elite melee forces. The slash is not even that high on it. I have viral heat on this. And it should have electric on it, but it has a plasma blade on it, whatever to call it, right? The slash isn't very high. Slash temporarily ignores target's armor and causes them to bleed over time for extra damage. That's very important. This is what I'm trying to point out about this weapon. Slash temporarily ignores target's armor and causes them to bleed over time for extra damage, right? Right, listen to that. Bleed damage. Now, where's that other one, the Slaytra? Where's the Slaytra? Did I go past it? Obviously. Slaytra. Where'd it go? I can't find it now. Because you know what I'm going to say anyway. There's it. Let's read that again. The Slaytra is a powerful reiteration of the traditional Grineer machete that doubles the duration of slash status effects. Okay? Doubles. This is why I increase the slash damage. Right? So it does 1,000 damage on slash with mods. Heat damage to remove armor, obviously. And it says slash temporarily ignores target's armor and causes them to bleed over time for extra damage. So it doubles the duration of 1,000 damage over time with the status effect. You get the idea now? Doubles that as well, the bleed over time. Not a weapon that you want to just go out of your way to get, but it's very beneficial, as I say, when you know how to use it. It's the same as this plasma sword. Plasma sword. High electricity. But it has high crit multiplier and high crit chance, right? An advanced blade that delivers high damage. So if the machete is the corpus's weapon, or the Grineer's weapon, if the machete is the Grineer's weapon, the plasma sword is the corpus's weapon. An advanced blade that delivers high damage attacks, delivers high percentage of critical strikes. So I'm doing 5k damage with the electrical damage. Because obviously corpus are electrical, yeah? Now, looking at the stats, did I put corrosive? No, I put electricity on it. So when I put, this is the one that's a wee bit more further ahead with arcane on it from Sanctum Atomica. On melee electricity status, 20% chance for elemental melee status effects to apply to enemies within 20 meters for 18 seconds. Okay? With the electrical damage. Because one of the other guys was saying about the electrical damage is worth having. 40% critical chance stacks with combo multiplier 5 times. So I'm highly likely to get a critical chance with Organ Shatter. Now there was one there. There's it. Don't have enough. Critical damage 85, 90, and heavy attack wind up 6k. If you can get the amalgam Organ Shatter on it, it would probably be beneficial to put it on it. I just put attack speed because of the gladiator mods to get the extra melee critical chance per combo multiplier up. It's 20%. Again, slash damage, critical chance. So it's modded for crit, and it's more or less across the board for crit. But electrically, I would like to do the electrical damage too and benefit from it. You can work on any of these as much as possible. There's a weapon I didn't say to you about. This. Not a hard weapon to get. I think you can get it in the dojos if you can get in the dojo, or can you buy it on the market or whatever? The blueprint. I'm not sure which one is. I put electrical damage on it. But here's what was it I wanted to do. Each successive kill from this massive electron hammer builds an electron charge. Right? That's very important. That is unleashed on slam attacks. Now, I like to use this with Rhino. Electron charge that is unleashed on slam attacks. Each successive kill with a massive electron hammer builds an electron charge. So, there's actually a 3 combination weapon of this type of the Arcus, which is the Arc Plasma, the smaller one, which is the Cisco. Now, this is what this does, okay? I need to actually use it. This scope pistol analyzes strikes, learning how to damage its targets most effectively. Achieve maximum damage output after 5 successive hits. Very interesting, you see? So there's this, and then there's the Arc Plasma. That's the other one, the Magnuses. I compared the Magnuses, as I was going to say to you. Do I have the smoke ephemerer on him? Looks like it. Yeah. I'll check in a minute. The Magnus is twice the ammo and twice the stopping power of the single Magnus, yeah? This is one of the other weapons that I tried to put with my Mesa. Heat damage. Slash. Just across the board. Very powerful weapon. With your viral. And then total output of 4k. 4,000 per shot. I've tried to put as much work as I can into this. As 4 Forma. It's not that much. Forma is not. The Forma isn't. I could have more, obviously. I could upgrade it to cold here. Where's my? Do I have cold? No, I don't have cold. I could increase maybe the crit damage. But the shot 110. 110. But because I have the galvanized on it, it's handy. Heat here. So it wasn't hitting as hard as I expected it to hit. I was expecting it to hit as hard as this, right? Where do you see? Where is it? So they're hitting 4k. Where's the one? This. Is it this? I'm thinking of. So it hits 4k, nearly, well, 4,800 per shot on a single shot. So the Magnuses are hitting as hard as one of the, aren't even hitting as hard as one of these. Where's, these hit for 7k. There. And I put a lot of work into them. Per shot. That's as hard as I expected it to hit. Now I'm not trying to go up the scale, big numbers and all. What I'm trying to do is, I'm not wanting hassle from enemies. That's what I don't want. I don't want hassle from enemies. I just want to take them out, and we're done. You know, we don't have a. I'm not gonna have an issue. Where's this here? It hits for 2k, and I haven't even tried with it. Very good weapon, worth having, as I said earlier. See what I mean? They're only hitting 4k, and it's hitting 2k on, and I haven't even tried to put any effort into it. this is a very good weapon too. It's hitting about 4k there, nearly 3,800 as a single weapon. I think you can get a dual ones of these, can you? Status effect is 123%. Is it puncture slash heat? It's impact actually. I don't know why it's a pretty good weapon, but it's, to me, it's a syndicate weapon as well. Syndicate weapons are so worth getting. A lot of people use the nuke core. What was I trying to get to? I was trying to use these for Mesa 2. There's only 3 shots in them. They're like wee mini rocket launchers. They hit for blast damage that I've modded it for. 15k each per shot. Not exactly hitting for that. 10% status. So it's only doing 192. Wouldn't recommend getting them. Not at all. Good for messing about, yes, but I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend getting this if you're going to do stuff like that. Go to Deimos and get this if you're going to do stuff that you for heavy damage. It has the I tried to rank it or get a lot of format on it to get the damage up, but the secondary fire of the lock on isn't great either. It's good for pulling off shots, so it is. And finally, this here, high strix or whatever you call it. Each one of these do damage. The first one will be puncture. It's puncture as well. Damage. Electric quill. Fire quill. Electric quill. Ice quill. Fire, electric, ice, poison. So as it reloads a different quill in each one. So it can do first rotation it would be poison, second will be fire, third will be electric, fourth will be ice. And I'll just rotate through them. Until it does damage. It is a very high status. Yeah, status. I put the puncture in to get the damage across. So, puncture with status effect, right? Puncture temporarily reduces the target's damage output by up to 80% and increases the critical chance of damage taken by up to 25% with multiple stacks, right? The critical chance. By putting puncture on to get the critical chance increases your status chance, if that makes sense. So that's why status is on it too. You're not going to put crit on to get status. You're going to put status on if it's a status weapon. So, alternate fire switches between toxin, heat, and electric, and cold. That scale based on weapon damage. Headshots have 8% chance to instantly refill magazine when wielded by Cora. I could put a lot more into this, but I'm going to do that and then change this. What was the other one I was going to use? I was going to use something else, no? Let's see. Have a look. This, as well, the Arc of Triton against the Ekin is a good weapon. The Ekin's a good weapon. So, when you compare these two, successive kills gets the slam damage up. With this one, wield the timeless power of the mighty hammer. Heavy attacks performed with the Ekin temporarily increases its damage and attack speed. So instead of it being a slam attack, it's a damage and speed on this one. Again, I like to use it with Rhino. Everyone has a preference. A lot of people use the glaives, you see, for throwing damage. I can't be bothered. It's like extra steps to hit a target. This is a good weapon worth getting as well for Syndicate. Very good weapon. It's okay. It's not a great weapon, but it's okay to get the Kuva staff when you get at the end of the second dream, is it? I think. These other ones here are a wee bit further ahead. These, I've put a lot of work into these too. Our time to figure them out. But then I moved over to the Praedos. Used this for the Mire for a long time, so I did. What else did I use? The Praedos I used for a long time. That's a good weapon for when you get Umbra. The Vacor is a good weapon as well. Some of these other ones I just get for the sake of it. Like the glass one. Nihil. Wouldn't say it's an amazing weapon, but it's a good weapon. I put it with Gara for fun. Because she's glass. It's a great sword, so it is. For Gara, it has very high stats across the board when you put the mods on. And I use it with Gara just because she's glass. Silver and Crane, easy. This is actually very easy to get. Believe it or not. If you give them to what do you call him, Baruch. Signature weapon, sword, ribbed shield. In Brook's hands, his hands only. Cobra's first strike in combo renders his foes unconscious. Very high damage for a shield and sword combo. Definitely worth having at lower levels. What else am I looking at here? Hello. There's the other one I used for scanning stuff. So if you have that on, what was the other one for scanning? What's that scan weapon? It's one that does scan, but it's magnetic damage. Is it here? One of Syndicate weapons. Grammar Core. Is it? Grammar Core. What's the other one? There's this primary weapon. Can't remember what you call it. Oh, Simulor. This one. So you could have all three of these weapons on, but it's because it's magnetic damage, so you will have to try and get it to work. Try and get it to work with your mods. So back, I was going to say about the Hema. See this? This is an interesting weapon for viral. You have to be careful getting this again. It is Mastery Rank 7. Not to say the Mastery Ranks means anything. It's having that understanding. It's not to say you're stupid anyway, but having that understanding how this weapon works. There's going to be they're putting this into the Lotus Eaters thing. So they are with the infested leeches. Again, further down the line, they are putting this in as one of the weapons that they're going to be using. It's a burst weapon, 3 burst weapon. Accuracy is very high, yes. It doesn't have any ammo. You don't pick up ammo. It leeches off you to reload its ammo. Bloodsucker. The symbiote burst rifle leeches health to forge its ammo and then restores health with each shot. Do I have the parts for this one yet? No. I haven't picked them up yet. This looks like a good weapon. It's Comey's weapon.
Tenno, the balance of power continues to shift. Navigation is marked with new invasions.
This weapon's a difficult weapon. It only has one shot in the magazine. Very strong weapon. You just have to sort out the reload speed, which I tried to do. I did use it, and I had the reload speed very high, but I was tired of reloading it, like these other ones. Like the Fairlex that I've got. The Dracoon's okay. Korath, did I not level it up? Yes, I did master it up too. It's only got 5 shots in it though. That's what aggravated me. What else is there? When it comes to weapons, they can be preferential. But as you progress through the game, or further on and keep playing the game, the thing with the weapons is you become more in line with everybody else with the weapons. So a lot of people will use the Accelera as an explosive weapon for getting through missions like exterminates, survivals, sometimes defenses. You can use it anywhere, obviously, for blowing things up. A lot of people would use that. The Arc Plasmor, a lot of people use it. They don't really use the Ambassador much, or the Stella, the Batacore, or Basmu, because there nearly are specific weapons to certain things that you're looking to do. So I used the Batacore for the magnetic damage to strip overguards and extremists. While with the Ambassador I thought it would hit harder, but it takes a lot of work to get it and to make it do what you wanted to do. So a lot of people sort of don't want to put that amount of effort in, when you can sort of go with the Arc Plasma. It's a lot quicker, a lot easier to get, and just do a high amount of damage or whatever you want to do with it. Or the Cedo would be a wee bit more effort. A few people use it, but it's a very high status, sort of like shotgun, and it sort of it spreads the damage. So if you're standing up front with the enemy or like a Grenier, you can't really strip his armor. You can increase the status damage on him, but you're just spreading the damage. That's all you're doing with it. Spreading the status effect, I mean. Or the Aphentis. I rarely ever use the Aphentis as well. Gives you headshot or something, I think, when you plant it down. Gives you extra ammo and stuff. Or whatever. But I only had it because it's what do you call him? The gladiator one that you get for the arcane missions. So you do eventually line up. The Dara, I didn't really use it. It's a good weapon. I didn't really use it much until now, where I got the incarnate on it. For the magnetic damage again, and the viral. Viral electricity. Wouldn't say it's a magical weapon in any way, but it's okay. It does what it needs to do. while on the other hand I'd already upgraded the Lux rifle, laser rifle, because I was tired of the corpus shooting me with it. So I thought I would retaliate, get the same weapon, and use it against them. Then I got a sister leech and ended up getting the flux sister weapon. It does radiation damage. My go-to weapon, what was I using there? Is these. And the minute I'm trying to level up my focus, so I get XP from focus, so I need to put this on. And I always use Helios. Let me put this on.
Well put together, operator. Now get out there and
Cut down the...
and make the Lotus proud.
I didn't really put much effort into it. What about this? Has this got much on it? Barrel cold. Reactor trait? What's that? Does it give you shields or something, is it? Independent from any other. Innate 20% cold damage, independent from any other element of damage. Was it not supposed to give you shields or something? What's this one? Fires a volley of icy grenades that inflict a lingering chill. What? I thought it was a beam weapon as well. Has these changed? I don't know, like what? Put this back on. Fires grenades? I thought it was a beam. It used to be a beam, I thought. Alright, we'll go back and we'll do your... Murmur. Damn. Go for grenade. Not gonna get much out of that with Ash. Crossfire. Is my sound actually working? I've turned it down that low. Actually kicked me from my own party. Where are they?
A juggernaut nearby. It will only attack when it senses high concentrations of infested blood. Slow the fight if you want it to go away.
Let's see what happens with the high strix.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit
Where is it?
approaching.
Nope, nothing. Just had status. Oh, run out of
The juggernaut. I think you made it angry. Good work.
I had to throw that shuriken twice there. Get the armor strip. Oh, didn't see that there. Coming to get you. Where did the Juggernaut go? Is it dead?
The enemy is broken. Well done. Now get to
Oh,
extraction.
there. Did die too. I like to collect the parts of the Juggernaut. Because you don't know when it's going to spawn. So getting the parts is a wee bit difficult unless you're actually paying attention. To get the parts as often. You can, because the helmet, the parts for the helmet, it eats them. Like it really gives you a lot more for the helmet for it to eat. So you don't have to waste as many resources.
You are a blade. You exist
Yeah.
to strike. You strike
The
to
resources
win.
are
The lesson ends.
Woman, right here. Needs to come. Shut your eyes. Shut. Shut. Oh. The woman, right here. Needs to come. Shut your eyes. Shut. Shut.
Oh, sorry.
right.
Artists will play with the volume off.
I'll have to change. It will change to for defense. Oh, good near. 9X, that's the other one I was thinking of. That Hystrix was ridiculous. It did nothing. We'll try this one. Defense. I don't really want to be doing it on my own. I want someone to do it with me. I'm afraid I need someone to hold my hand. Please. Nope. No one in there either. Oh, what's going on here? Why is my map doing that? It was locked on there. Not get someone to join in with me. Out of the 25,000 people playing, I can't get a team. No, 4 people.
It's deadlier, the king cobra or the black mamba. Two of its most dangerous snakes face off. The king cobra, with its legendary size and striking appearance, and the black mamba, known for its aggressive nature and being the fastest snake on the planet. Which one truly rules the reptile kingdom? Now, which snake would you prefer to be? I mean, if you had to choose, just kidding. Side.
Right, where am I? What's happening in the stream? Oh, it's back. Really bad for the connection. Sort of it, so sort of it, so you go. Not much will stand much of a chance here. I hate when they use that turret. Oh, can I only have 2? That's shit. I used to have 4. What happened? Used to be able to have 4. 3 at least, I thought. 3 or 4. This is where it counts, you can get the resources. they come to you. You just wander around collecting resources. That's the priority. Everything else is secondary. Let's see. Oh, no. Missed that one. Anybody else? No. Where's one? Go. No, meant nothing. Why is he hitting me? Ah. Yes. What else have we got? Bonk. Where did he leave? This is an easy one. Unless he got disconnected. I thought that did an armor strip. Obviously it doesn't do anything apart from line them up.
For the tenor.
Sort you out. Burn you to the ground.
Warfare was strong.
They run away now. Oh. Got a wee friend coming. Mania. What is it? Out the way. I thought I got something for headshots in this too. Seven. Oh. It's every 8th shot in it. Reload again. Every 30 shots, how is that? 6? 6 times, isn't it? Or 4 times, is it? I count properly. That's why I play games. Just can't count. One, 2, 3, 3 times. Remainder. There's other extremists there. Why does there seem like there's so much more than? But that you. Not for that. There you go. Yep.
As you conquer the foe, so you
There we go.
conquer yourself.
There we go. Get back to my YouTube.
I mean, if you had to choose, just kidding. Inside, the king could reach an astonishing 18 feet, delivering enough venom to kill an infant. On the other, Mamba is faster than you can blink. Strike times in a row. Incredible precision, reaching speeds of up to 12 miles per hour. King uses sheer size and power to dominate. The Black Mamba's speed and agility give it a significant edge in the war. And it's lights out. Here's the real question. What happens if these two actually meet? It's a deadly game of speed versus power. Don't believe, would you? It's deadlier, the King Cobra, the Black Mamba.
What's next? Right, have a look. And the last one's the murmurs, isn't it? Yeah, so we have to go. This has to be the setup.
Do
You
you
ready
know
for this?
which finger the corporates use to count their money?
For me, anyway.
The index.
There we go. We'll just keep that on. We'll go for this.
Hey, what's good, guys? Should I be?
And put that on and that on, and we're good. Then I'm gonna take 5 minutes or whatever, see what I'm gonna sort my life out, myself out. If that's 5 minutes or half an hour or 2 hours, I don't know. But I'll just leave the screen on. This is very handy for resources, this place, the murmurs. So good. Need to be one over here. Come on.
Life support approaching!
Because he's got the pistol damage. It rips them apart. Barely even have to touch them. And because it's got electricity on it too. The barrel is picking up, but not so much. get headshots on them robots, you have to break them apart, by the way. Where am I going here? This way. I just killed the Grozling. Loot here. Endo as well.
You could use a bit of life support.
I'm gonna link a video here to the chat. Watch that I'm listening to right now. So worth watching here. About their recent games.
Near that book. You're made of stronger stuff than me.
Really? There is quite a lot of resources here though. The acolytes. Where is he?
If you wish, you may return to the
There we go.
sanctum. But I think you have more fight in you than that.
Oh, headshots. Can I play that? Where's this? Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Pew, pew, pew! Pew, 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 pew. Oh, the big legged things as well. They give you a guarantee headshot. If you've got headshot weapons. Like the incarnate weapons, obviously. Need to do a survival to get them extremist kills. Like this one. See if there's any syndicate ones, because syndicate night waves. Yeah, I'm gonna sort out some files on my other computer here, the laptop. I'm gonna link this video on the chat about this Dragon Age Veilguard. I'm gonna check Nightwave here to see what. Right. What did I get in that? Resources, Steel Essence. These Stellas are the ones that you're looking for. See this stuff? That's what you're looking for. These here are optional. You can get them on a regular basis if you keep up with them. I don't really keep up with them. Steel Essence, obviously, and then the Stellas, this here stuff. This is the stuff you want to get. It's for building things or whatever. I need to go see Bird 3. See what the story is at the minute. We'll see what he's got for Archon Shard.
How may I be of assistance?
It's so jittery here. It's a yellow shard.
What do you think?
Didn't realize I had 10 of them. I'll come back to this to do the Archon shards, or do the Archon. Not Archon. What do you call that dungeon? We're going to here, Nightwave.
It's that time again, dreamers.
We have 9 missions to do. 15, 16, 17, 18 extremists to kill. A K-race, syndicates, and a survival mission anyway. So in the survival mission I'll get, if I can get a syndicate one, which I'm doubting it, there is a survival one for syndicate because that's on here. I'll get the extremists and 500 kills. Right. Hey, hold on, I get this link. There's a guy who he goes around. He's from Russia. His real name's Vladimir, and he dresses up as a woman. But he was with bodybuilders or a show or something on Twitch or whatever it is there. It's sponsored by Twitch. And I've been following him for must have been a year now. I've been following him on YouTube or whatever, and he's really good. At least a year or more now. His content, he's put a lot of effort into his content to getting the right audience and the right image or branding. So good. Vladimir, it's called. I think he started on Omegle and worked his way around, and no one ever thought, because of his looks, that it was a guy, and he was good at it. So worth it. So worth watching, having a good laugh. I'm getting distracted by the music now, or by because I wanted to link that music too of a girl, but they have 1.6 billion views. You know, what's the point in me putting a link up? Already well noticed with that song. Vladimir's getting 1.9 million views on a short. I'm not saying that I don't want to promote it. I want to promote everybody on Twitch, everybody on YouTube, everybody. And this will sound selfish. I don't get anything out of it. To me, to be more specific about this, okay, and to drill down, you guys, to me, get a lot of money or work or whatever it is. And when I say work, you put a lot of work in to get your marketing and all that stuff. Me, I don't even try. I don't get nothing, so I don't put anything in, so I don't get anything out. If I market you, then I'm not marketing myself. But my view is that if I market you, I would like something in return. Because I quite happily market everybody and help promote everyone. But that's the whole point of advertisement, is that they always want something in return. And for me, I'm all for promoting somebody else. Whether that be any of my interests, whether your interests, or just about you in general. It makes, as I said before in one of my the last stream there, I do get jealous. I get jealous of other people, but I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm not afraid to turn around and say, I'm jealous of you. I'm not afraid to tell you that I respect your work. I'm not afraid to tell you that you're doing a good job of what you're doing with putting the effort in your own personal goals. I have no problem with that whatsoever. The problem I have is understanding like silly things like my name,
It's
Cosmic Archon. I chose that because I thought it would be cool. I changed it on my Xbox account. Thought it was cool. I thought I liked it. I changed it before Warframe came out with the Archons. And then all of a sudden, a guy turned around and says, "Did you change your name to the Archons?" Because they came up with the Archons. Warframe or DE have made all this stuff in 5 minutes, and then they go out for lunch. To me, that's what they do. They have a big corporation, big company, or whatever you want to call it. They have Verona drew up in 4 weeks. Not even. The character was already drew on community forum. That's what pisses me off. It would take me, I don't know how long to just even get into the mindset of actually sitting down and force myself to draw a picture. That's why I promote it. I love the guys. That's why I say everybody on the art category or the co-working. I've just discovered the co-working and studying category. All the different categories on Twitch. I can sit here and talk all day, but I'm just talking to myself. And that's what I mean. Like, it's so hard mentally to even care. For me, to even give a shit that putting the effort in actually gets a reward. It gets something from it. And it comes down to financial reward. You're like, I could sit here and, oh, woe is me, sorry, I can't do anything, I'm shitty. And then, like, I'm not trying to say that. I'm not trying to say that I give a shit. There's a 3D printer sitting here. So I'm going to sit here and look through these files. And try and organize the other laptop. I have 3 laptops sitting around me. One sitting in front of me. One sitting over here connected. And one lying behind me. And they're all on Windows 8, 7 or 8. That's how far behind I am. And they have no value apart from the work that I put into them. I have a pile of unused computers or stuff that's lying there that I don't work through because I'm sitting playing this, because I'm addicted to this, because I'm doing this. This is why I say my weekly workload. The game of this here is getting me to play this. Like, all I have to do is change my mindset and then I can change everything in my life. My personality doesn't do that. Whether I have addictive personality or that I care in any way. And that's the worst thing in my own mind as well when I'm sitting here. Is like, I don't know if anybody else feels this, like, or feels this way as I do. I'm just saying it out. I'm just saying out what I say out loud, what other people think. And no one else will say it, because to me, and I also sound wrong, you don't have the balls to say it. Just say it. It doesn't fucking matter. No one cares. No one cares what you say. I could sit here, as I said, and blah 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 and just fuck off out. That's what the world is. No one gives a shit of what you're doing. But here's the catch. Are you ready for the catch that I've personally came to? Your personal goals matter to you. You have to work on them. And that's what will get you ahead in life. That's what will you successful. It doesn't matter if it's painting models, drawing pictures, doing graffiti on walls or whatever. What's the lowest thing you could do? Cleaning stuff? There's TV programs in the 90s and 2000s or after and all that made millions, hundreds of thousands of pounds or dollars or whatever on just cleaning. Just cleaning. Like, that's ridiculous that you can just, if you have a passion for cleaning stuff, like you get up in the morning and your house is spotless, like, and you have nothing to do, that there, to me, is valuable. That a person can prioritize cleaning or working on things. There's Asmongold. He was banned for, what was it? He was banned for a week or something, or whatever it was, from the internet or something. I don't know what it was. Banned from YouTubing or whatever it was. And he cleaned his house. And it was the best thing for him. In, 20 years or something? 20 years or more. Hey, it took him to clean his house. So if you think that something so stupid that only you care about is stupid, think of that. Think of Asmongold getting banned for a week and him cleaning his house after 20 years. And himself after 20 years, I suppose. Like, properly. Gets thousands of views. Gets thousands of people watching or whatever. He gets 13,000 viewers on daily, 10,000 viewers, whatever, on Twitch. Without even trying. Without even making an effort. Because he's just been doing it for so long. He's just recognised and noticed. And then he has his other things going on. Like his, I don't know what them other brands are. TK something. Food things or something. I don't know. I don't know what he does. I honestly don't. Marketing or something. Some other shows he has. And he has the girl that goes with him and the other guy. And they came around his house and all. Now, people say he's a millionaire. Doesn't seem to live like it, but maybe it's just because he lives frugorously, or what do you got? Frugorously? I can't even say the word. That's how bad it is. That's the way he lives, and that's his life, and he's well recognized or whatever for what he does. And he even says himself, like, nobody wants to work the 9 to 5. We all don't want to be sitting doing this or being forced into wage slavery or whatever you want to call it. I get lucky enough to not have to do that. I get to play these. I get to do this. This is the bonus of it. And it's still not enough. Don't get me wrong now. Don't get me wrong. Like, I am more than grateful for this. More than thankful for this. I'm more than overly satisfied with the basics. I cannot be thankful enough. The thing that hurts me personally is that I'm not putting the effort into me to help others. That's the part that's hurting me. And this is what I don't want to talk about. This is the bit I don't like talking about. I have children. And I think I've said it before, and I have an ex-girlfriend or whatever you want to call. The mother of the children. And we're good friends. I don't like saying this stuff on the internet because it doesn't matter. It's like we all have our own families or whatever and all. I'm watching them doing their things or whatever, going to school and stuff. To me, isn't, and not being able to provide for them or whatever you want to call it. Not, woe is me, you know. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. I've got caught up in the Gen Z era as a millennial. And I've got caught up in the don't work hard, work smart. Don't work at all. Nobody wants to work. And I ended up with no money. And when I mean no money, I mean like not on the scale of corporate level, conglomerate level, multi-trillionaire, multi-billionaire, multi-millionaire level, or even millionaire or 100,000er or whatever you want to call it. And it hurts. It hurts a lot of people. Talking about it's easy for me to sit and say we all have no money and it's terrible. We're not all living in yachts. Being able to put food in the fridge and not be ground to the ground, like literally ground into dust in a workplace because you're tired and hungry and you want to sleep, or tired and hungry and you still have to go to work and they're not paying you enough when you go to a workplace. That's what I oppose. I personally oppose the same as Gen Z, as a millennial or whatever you want to call it. I want to oppose the 40-hour work week. There's a guy I watch called, and I'm going to mention him, Millennial Steam, if it means anything. He's been pointing out a lot of stuff, and he does a lot of videos and talks a lot about the dystopia we live in. I did a video on the dystopia stuff from ChatGPT that lasts an hour and goes over all the stuff of the questions. Now, there might have been questions that you had, or questions about what I'm saying, or whatever I said in that video. But check out my YouTube videos, and you'll see the live video. I'm happy to sit here and chat on live or stream or whatever. I just don't, when I go into other people's streams, I see that you're so successful, you're doing so well that you've got 20 viewers or whatever it is. I'm looking at myself and going, I'll promote you, I'll help you, I'll do whatever I need to do, but I don't have any more options than what you have. We all sitting in this same bubble going, why are we not making money? And there is a catch. There is a catch to why we're not making money, right? And I'm going to say it as financial advice, okay? Not like I'm a financial guru or whatever, any of them things or whatever, certified or whatever. But I'm going to say it in a way where it's like from one person to another. If you look at your income, personally, you go to a job, this is what's really getting me. You go to a job, you have one income. One income. Yeah? This is the way the world's going. If you're in a job for 40 hours a week, you're spending most of your time in work 40, 50 or 60 hours a week. A week. You do not have it. You're not supposed to have it. This is the way it's meant to be like this. It's designed for you to not have any time to sleep, not have any time to eat, not have any time to pick up the kids from school, not have any time for family, not have any time for birthdays, not have any time for holidays or Christmases. You're not supposed to have any time when you're going to workplaces. It's designed that way for this very reason that I'm going to give you. One income. You go to work. You are under the clock. Somebody is telling you that you have to be there at 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, whatever o'clock it is, until 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock at PM at night, 6, 7, 8, 9, and you could be working, as I say, 40, 50, 60 hours a week. And when you were doing what I was doing, servicing, you're going around in the service industry and you're driving around a van, you are spending all your time driving and working. You're lucky to have any time outside of that. And you're on call. You're on call, regardless of being on call, because there's always somebody who's not going to do it, and then they'll palm it off to you. And then if you say no, then it's put down as black mark, and anything you say no to in the workplace is put down as a black mark against you until they can get rid of you. Okay? So from the moment you say no in any workplace, that's an automatic black mark in the black book. This is how this is built. So you have one income. You could have a second income from eBay, but you don't have anything to sell. You could have a second income building websites, but if you don't know how to build a website or whatever it is, you could have a second income from selling stuff on Facebook. Bicycles or moving stuff. There is free stuff, right? You can get free stuff, cupboards and stuff and all, if you can move it to the other person's place. That's another way of making money, okay? You get it free, a cupboard, a chair, or whatever it is, and move it to the other place and charge for your fuel. Taking out rubbish for people is another income, but you may not have the time to do that, to move stuff or clear out the stuff. Gardening could be another income as a second income. These are just second incomes, okay? If you have the time this is where this time slot of your week is taken up. Okay? Because I'm trying to get to the next point about making an income. Doing stuff on Twitch and YouTube is another income, but you have to have a minimum reliance on other people of 1,000 people to get a monetization. I have to have over 800 viewers or 800 subscribers on YouTube to get a monetization. A lot of people pay for bots. I don't know how much bots is. There might be £10, there might be £5, there might be £15, there might be whatever in pound sterling, Great British pounds, or dollars or whatever. I don't know. Some people pay for that and then they get the subscribers and then they can get the monetization. Some people don't do that. Okay? You can do well, I don't know if you could do marketing. You could spread links and do affiliate stuff, what a lot of people do as well, and drop shipping stuff. Okay, I'm giving you ideas of a second income that you could be running when you're in work. Because most of the time when you're in work, you have a lot of downtime. Okay, when I say downtime, you're doing nothing. You're picking a brush up, brushing the floor, or looking around you, twiddling your thumbs. These are the times when you could be doing work in work. Because you're not going to get the time outside of work. Because there is no outside of work when you work for a company. You're either on call, as I said. You're either getting black marks put against you for not going out in events and stuff, or team building, or whatever it is. You're getting black marks put against you if you're saying no to any additional work, or somebody else isn't in. You have to stay longer, or come in earlier. Because you're getting up earlier and you're always going to be tired, okay? That's one income. There's the problem right away. When you look at a company, the one person at the top of the pyramid, if that's what you want to call it, that's what I call it. I call it a pyramid scheme. Has 5 people working for him. How many incomes do you think that is? One person, the owner, 5 people working, labour. Now, it's not to say that he's making thousands or millions. He's still doing the work too, because he's to show up to tell these other 5 what to do. But when you look at it, that's 5 incomes. Not one. It took me a long time to figure this out. I could be just slow. But he's the top of the company, and he makes the paycheck for each one of these people. These individuals, right, on their own, when he's the company owner, and this one person with these other 4 do not communicate. They don't communicate to stop this one guy where these ones doing all the work. One could be sales, one could be sales, one could be tools, one could be software management and logistics. One could be supplies and stuff as well. One could be managing assistant or something. You get the idea? And they all have their job to do. Doesn't mean that the owner doesn't have anything to do. He has plenty of work to do. It's just he could employ another 5 people. But you know why he won't employ another 5 people? Because he wants to keep that 5 incomes coming in and paying them half of what he's getting. So each one of these people would be getting, over here, it would be £1,200 each. Minimum wage or whatever it is. While he gets the other 1,200 from each one of these people. 1,200, 1,200, 1,200, 1,200, 1,200. One person to make himself an income for his family, right? So what's that? 12 by 5? 12 fives. He makes... Oh, that's not worked out right. I'm just guessing. It's going up to 1,400, but that's 6,000 each, or 6,000, not each, £6,000. that he's getting for himself. On top of the other 1,200 he's already paying them. So he's making himself £6,000 for his income. Plus, he's already paid them. Okay, now let's stop for a minute, okay? Let's say, because this is what I do as well. So let's say that that 6,000 is not all his, right? Let's cut it in half, because this is what I do as well. Cut it in half. Now let's go back, as I said, one person, one income, £1,200. 40 hours a week, plus. 40 hours a week, plus overtime, plus sick days, plus, when I say sick days, the person that's calls out sick, he has to come in. Coming in early, being tired, not having any food, not enough money to pay for fuel, whatever it may be. But that one other person that owns the company gets to walk away from all that there because he owns the contracts, or he owns the customer address book, or he has other informational things. He has the vans. He owned a van from before, and then now they're driving around in a van each or something, or two vans, you know, and now he's driving around a nice car. You know, these things aren't built overnight in one day. It could have took him 5 years to get 5 people to work for him. He might have started off with one person working for him, but then after 5 years he has 5 people working for him, and it's took him this length of time to get to this point, to get 6,000 a month out of these 5, plus pay them. So I'm not doubting the fact that this one person hasn't made an effort. The company owner or whatever. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm saying about the individual on your own, of how the financial system works as a pyramid scheme that people aren't realizing, and they're not understanding that you're doing all the work for yourself and you're only getting one income. Now I'm going to divide it up in different ways of managing that, okay? So that one income that he's getting from 12 or 6,000 a month, that's 1 month, 30 days. Not guaranteed, could be 5,000, could be whatever, but you cut it in half. You always cut your total income in half. He makes 1,200, the worker, the employee, so you cut it in half, you get 600. Now you have to live off 600 a month, but then you've got your rent paid, and then you have to pay for your food, electric, gas, or whatever, all utilities that you may have, and entertainment, before you have nothing left. Because every entertainment company and every utility company or whatever is going to want a part of the pie of your £1,200. He, on the other hand, has 6,000. He has overheads that he has to pay for his company, or his rent to pay as well. So he gets 6,000 a month, and this isn't even taken into the fact that that's what he's going to get every month, or if he has any supplement payments from the government to pay these employees, or if he has tax loopholes or whatever he can use to pay for his rent on his business. If he has a headquarters or whatever, or somewhere where he can, or if he just uses his house as the company, you know, then he gets benefits from that too. I'm not taking any of that in. That's extra. That's bonus for any person. So you cut that in half of £6,000 a month. He now has £3,000 a month and £3,000 to pay on the rents or whatever, and profits and anything that may come, or supplies and stuff. It's not very much, but it's still a lot more than just one income. Now, let's look at this from a sales perspective, right? As one person. You don't have 5 employees. You are just one person. The only way that you're going to make any money is converting viewers to payers. Yeah? Converting viewers to payers. Now, the conversion is in the middle. Viewers to payers. Subscribers and followers to payees. That's the problem, right? The problem in the middle is your video, right? If you put in the effort, right, you can have a supply of 5 years or 5 payers. It's monthly payers to one person a month. 20, 40, 60, 80, £100 a month on Patreon, Facebook, eBay, whatever it is that you're selling. Now, let's say that you sell dog toys on eBay. Right? You like dogs, you're into dog toys, you go out, you go to the dollar store, the Poundland, or whatever it is, right? And I wouldn't promote saying, obviously, going in and lifting the stuff and just walking out with it. I wouldn't say that, because that would be free then. You could sell it for on eBay. But if it's cheap enough, you could get a load of dog toys, right? And sell them slightly higher with delivery costs on top of that on eBay. Or on Facebook, or whatever it may be. Now, five dog toys, a ball, a rope, a lead, a dog lead, whatever it is. Yes, a chewy toy and stuff, right? That's 5 extra payments to one person that you've made a profit on. Now, I'm just trying to come up with ideas, right? Now, that's just selling the items if you sell them directly, right? It's when the extra work comes in. Are you ready for the extra work? Extra workload is you go on to Twitch, you go on to YouTube, you make a video, just as I'm doing right now, okay? As I'm doing right now, sitting here on this chair and talking about financial possibilities, okay? Financial outcomes or results or what you could possibly do. Yeah? Now, I'm not saying by any means or stretch of the imagination that I'm intelligent in any shape or form, because I do not do this stuff. A person says, do not listen to the person that has not done this, okay? But financially, I am in a difficult spot. And I could make the effort to get where I want to be if I spent the time doing this stuff. And it's very simple. Keep it simple as possible. As I said, dog toys, cleaning products, I'm trying to think. Batteries, selling batteries. A lot of people over here would sell lighters and batteries and bric-a-brac stuff. So they do in markets, car boot sales, DVDs, CDs, music CDs. It's a way of selling things that you do want to get rid of, if you have them to get rid of. If you have them. But you can also go out and find this stuff, buy it if you have a wee bit extra income, even £10, $10, whatever, to buy a few CDs and sell them for a slightly higher price. And don't get caught up in the whole mindset of, oh, they're not worth that, I'm not going to sell it for that, or whatever. I used to work for a company that did phone calls, a call center, and they used to sell oven cleaning and vacuums. Bit like what I'm doing right now, where I'm selling advice or whatever you want to say it. Yeah. Well, they would phone people up all day from the phone book. That's all they did. Find telephone numbers and phone people up. Same as what all them scam calls you get on your mobile phone. Now, I used to ring the people up. They had us sitting in a call center thing, a unit. So they did. I'm making phone calls all day on mobile phones. Now, they had to pay obviously for the mobile contracts, or if it was pay as you go, I don't know what it was. Did they have a landline? I don't know if they had a landline connected. Obviously, it would have been cheaper with a landline, so I think that's what they had. And they made phone calls all day. Okay. And one of them was a vacuum called a Kirby. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of the Kirby vacuum. Now, the Kirby vacuum was very popular. It used to be very strong suction and all this stuff and all, because it was direct suction power and all this stuff, right? There was no extra stuff in between. It's basically like the promotion of a Dyson. Now, it was £2,000 for this, Great British pounds, way back when, about 20 years ago or more, for a Kirby. They are still trying to sell that for this price, for £2,000. But here's the trick. Here's what they say. They turn around and say, £2,000 of the retail price of what you could get it for, what you have to buy it directly for. From us, what they asked you, how much do you think it's worth? And there's the trick. That's the trick. What do you call it? I can't talk about the underground stuff. The underground stuff. There's an underground thing called a trick that ladies of the night do. And their owners, if you want to say, their owners turn around and go, a trick. That's a trick. If you want another trick, then you have to pay more. Okay? So the trick is, with the Kirby, they turn around and say, how much do you think it's worth? It's normally a retail price of £2,000. And generally people will cut that in half and say £1,000, £800. If they can get that, they probably built the Kirby for £20 in China. So anything above that's a profit. To pay their worker who was selling it, the salesman, to pay anybody for repairs, which they're going to get a subscription fee as well. Monthly subscription fee, that's a lot of these ones are doing. And any supplied parts that they may need for to repair it. So when you turn around and you buy your dog toys out of Poundland or Dollar Store or wherever it is, or Walmart, and you sell them on eBay, don't even think about the price. It doesn't matter. Car salesmen do it all day, every day. They would get a car literally give to them for free because somebody else doesn't want it. They get it give to them. It's like, take the car. I don't want it. I don't care what you do with it. Just take it off my hands. And do you know what the car salesman says? No, I don't want it. Do you know why he says no? Do you know why he says no, that he doesn't want the car? Because he has plenty of cars that he can't get rid of himself. Not because that your car's not good enough, but because he has too many cars that he can't sell, that he can't get rid of either. Everyone's under this impression that, and if you buy it from a car salesman or a car dealer, that you're going to have a good service or whatever and all. No. You could have 1 month's warranty, 3 months warranty, 6 months warranty on a car. But see, the day after that warranty, that's when the car breaks. Because they know when they look it over that that's how long that thing's going to last. It's called planned obsolescence. They make a guesstimate of when that's going to break. So here's what you're normally supposed to do to counter that if you're buying a car or buying anything, depending on what it is, obviously. If it's a big product like that, like a car or an airplane or whatever, you make sure that the service contract is solid. That person you can rely on when something does happen. And no one knows that you can rely. No one says that you can rely on a car salesman. That's what I'm doing here. You can't rely on a car salesman. Everybody's a car salesman. So the only way to solidify that is to have a contract for the service of your product. It means then that they have to sign it to agree to whatever the terms and conditions may be. And a lot of the times, they won't do it. If it's outside the 6 months or whatever it is of the warranty. It's very difficult to get that when it comes to people these days now. Car mechanics are so hard to get to do any work for the poor, if you want to say, or the proletariat, or whatever you want to call us, the working class. Because they know that if they break the car, that you have to pay more for that part, for extra parts. That's the whole point of their job. They're supposed to be repairmen. But if they break something, then you have to pay for it. And that's how they get away with it. Because the car part's still going to be broken, regardless of what you do. So you're still going to need to get it fixed or buy the part, which leaves you in a detrimental position. That's why I say that your service contract has to be solid as a rock. Like as solid as you can get it. Watertight. That you know where you're going to go to get it fixed. And how much it's going to be when you get it fixed. And who's going to be doing it when you buy it from them. If they do not have a garage, that should be a number one sign that you should not buy the car from them. You're not going to get any benefit out of the car a year down the line. A year in a year's time. I think that's quite a lot in what I'm saying for you as an individual to convert people into payers. The thing in the middle is the product that you're selling. That's why a lot of them ones on YouTube sell courses, because they can make 10 videos and just leave them on repeat, like old advertisements on the TV. Just leave it on repeat, and just advertise and advertise and advertise and advertise all day, and you don't have to do anything. That's all YouTube is, until somebody buys from you. Because if you're putting in this effort that I'm doing here every day and spending your time doing this, and you're not getting any conversion, it's probably not worth doing. And now I was going to say about your sales products. Okay, so you have your 5 dog toys, or your 5 items to put on Facebook or whatever. You do this as a video to advertise your products. Try and make a script, make the best quality video or whatever the way you can. Record the video so you can reuse it. You want to have a backup for the video. You want to have some way of redistributing that video as an advertisement. That's what you want to be doing with your to get your conversion. Now here's what'll happen, right? You could put that video out 10 times. I'm going to keep it small numbers. I'm not going to put like 100 or 1,000 times, right? 10 times, and you might only get one person that'll buy, if at all. If it was 100 people, you might only get one person. That's why it's 1,000 to 1 then, or 100 to 1. I mean, while if you did 1,000, you might get 10 people. So the conversion rate is not very good when it comes to video content. But if you have a product, which is the courses that they sell, thinking that you're actually going to learn something rather than just typing in neural networks, gaming, advertisement. What's the other things on that there about on YouTube? Everybody knows on YouTube that there's plenty of informative information on YouTube that people give away for free. when you just type into the search box. That's the whole point. You do not need to be spending any money on courses because they're all available there on YouTube. The problem is having to spend the time to do it. Now here's, again, for me, I have it very difficult understanding that you need to sit down and spend the time doing it. Because I'm not very inclined that way to actually spend any time doing anything else other than being addicted to this. There's another Warframe content creator that I watch. There's no point mentioning his name. There's a few of them I actually watch. And they put in a lot of work. They are very good at doing what they do. And I admire their view or perspective or way of doing it. One of them is he's very good at creating the content in a way to point out nuances in the game. I think I've said this before. Like, what was the last one I watched? About Loki. I watched about Loki. And it was this particular build that he did to make him become invincible or something, or whatever it was. To me, it's valueless to me. It's just like, yep, that's great, he's good at it. To me, maybe somebody else pays him to do it. He has thousands of viewers all the time, and he's very good at what he does. I highly recommend him, but I'm not going to mention names. As I say, I'm not going to sit here and promote people that are already successful at what they do. Okay? I'm happy for them. I'm jealous of them. They've been working on doing their thing, personally working on the goals to try and get where they are now. And that's what I said. I admire that. For anybody, I would say to anybody, I admire that. I may not feel good about saying it, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how I feel. The other thing is, there's another one who does memes, literally does memes Warframe to the ground. So he does. He puts out the content, he has loads of content for it, of what he, just showing all the same stuff to me. Like, Nightwave, what you can get, things you can do, stuff that's coming out, like, same stuff. Because that's what all the game is. It's just rinse and repeat. That's what this game is. That's what every game is. Every game's rinse and repeat. I'm beginning to get round to the point where it's like, they weren't even designed to be played the way we're playing them now for 8 hours a day. My thing to playing games or streaming this on Twitch is to record the time. It's not about playing the game to me. Playing the game is a waste of my time. Still haven't even linked that video on chat yet. I put up the wee things on stream elements for on the chat there. What's it say at the minute? I would greatly appreciate any feedback on the channels, good, bad, or indifferent, so that I can improve my understanding. To do this, you drop a comment in the chat or whisper any way you see fit. Many thanks, and of course, keep up the gamification. The game isn't giving me anything. DE isn't going to give a damn what I do. There's people, as I said, that are good at what they do, good at this game, if you want to say, and or any games, and they don't even get noticed because it's not made that way. It's made to sell your product, to get you to play it. What is it? Space Marines 2 came out. Great game, great all this here and all, but the company doesn't care unless you buy it. That's the conversion. You can sit and talk about it all day. It means nothing. It means nothing to them. There was a guy, as I said, that was doing the memes and stuff and all, right, of this game. He has loads of stuff that does memes on this. He puts the stuff on repeat, basically reruns. Because it's like, it might as well be pointless. Unless you enjoy the game, obviously, or whatever game it may be you're playing, or play a different game or something. But there was one who had, again, I'm not going to mention names, but I think I've said him before. He did like millions of headshots in the game, right? Now in this game you can't get headshots, and they do matter, okay? They do matter. Everything matters in the game, and because they're constantly going on, DE's constantly going on about headshots for the incarnate weapons, headshots for shotguns, headshots for this, headshots, fucking load of shit, right? And this guy did do loads of headshots, and they didn't even acknowledge that he did anything. They still haven't acknowledged him. So doesn't know what he did. He just stopped playing the game. Just moved on. And he put 10 years or more into the game, and they didn't even notice him. Now this is where a game where the problem comes in, right? Recognition, right? How can I say this about recognition about a game? I have to flip it and reverse the understanding, okay? Step it back a bit. Recognition isn't a thing, okay? That's not what these are about. The big companies like Ubisoft, EA, Electronic Arts, Treyarch, what's the other ones? THQ or something. I can't remember the big names, the big companies, right? Or even the journalist ones. They don't want to know you. They don't care. They don't want to see anybody. They don't give a damn. What they want is people that's going to buy their stuff and run around after them. Follow them. Followers. Like disciples. And here's how the disciple thing works for recognition. Right? Same way as the conversion thing works for videos. You get followers or likes or views or whatever, and then there's your video, then there's your conversion. Okay, to payers and using money. Whether they're actually going to pay anything. And then you have your analytics in the middle of the video telling you had 100 viewers and you only got one buyer, one subscriber or whatever, right? So recognition works the other way around. It works backwards. Recognition works backwards. So if you work out, it's probably a better way to exercise, right? You're only exercising to benefit yourself. Okay? So it could be, I'm going to make up a name, World Gym place, right? World Workout Gym. Okay? World Workout Gym doesn't care what you do. They provide the equipment, you come and work out. Okay? This is the line in the middle for the conversion. So you show up to World Workout Gym. World Workout Gym says, fill out the form and pay money. Come to the gym. That's the same as a computer game. You come to the computer game, I like Space Marines 2, then I get to enjoy the game. Okay? That's the barrier to entry, as you would call it. Yeah? Barrier to entry. They would say, no, you're not allowed to work out here because you're not paying money. You pay money, you can pass the barrier. Now, recognition would be like, that person shows up for 10 years working out and he gets pretty fit. Same for buying a game. You buy the game, you play the game for 10 years, you promote the game for 10 years, you don't get recognition. That's the problem. People think that they're supposed to get recognition for it. No, you're not. You're supposed to go, I enjoyed the game, I played it for 10 years, I did X, Y, and Z. So I'm going to say it this way, okay? Working out, exercising, you got the benefits of using the equipment, and enjoying the people, the socializing or whatever it may be at the company, and you paid your money to get that service and that product. And you became buff or whatever it is, yeah? And this is where the recognition comes in. They asked you on the form after 5-10 years or whatever it is, yeah? They would say on a survey, did you enjoy going to this gym? Or did you enjoy this game or whatever? And if you tick yes, then you got the benefit out of it and you got recognized. Because you recognized yourself, not the company. Then they can use that information to go, 100 people turn around and says, yes, this was beneficial, and 50 people says they didn't like it, and that's why their schedule or routine they haven't paid as well on a regular monthly basis. Because they did, and then they didn't get the benefit of the working out as well as coming to the gym or whatever it was, the service they were providing. So for a game, it would be Space Marine 2, if I'm just picking a game, right? Space Marine's a pretty good game. You played it for 10 years on Twitch, you got viewers or whatever, you kept playing it, if you got any viewers, or you got you enjoyed the game, because it's about the enjoyment of it, not the paying in part. The company makes all the decisions that they want to do of the changes of the updates or whatever it may be, because I don't know when that became a thing of your hotfixes and shit, but apparently that's a thing. You moved on and you bought Warhammer models and sets, and you bought the board game, and you started socializing, and you enjoyed the posters. You got posters for it for your bedroom or whatever. You got to know the whole universe thing. You did all that there stuff, and that's what you got the benefit out of. That's your own recognition. The company didn't care. They only wanted you to buy their products. But you already got the benefit of buying the products because you enjoyed it. Not because the company's going to turn around one day and go, here's Cosmic Archon or whatever, Cosmic Games. Oh, all of a sudden you did 50 million headshots, or you promoted the game for 10 years, or you did reruns of the game for 10 years. You're so good. No, that's not how it works. That's not how a backward system or a corrupt system works. We live in a dystopian society, as I said, that works backwards, not forwards, where people get recognized. It's backwards. It's designed that way. I cannot stress enough of how backwards our system is. It's meant to be backwards. The reason it's backwards is so that you get the blame and the company doesn't take any of the blame. So I'll describe it like this here. If a company sacks someone or removes a person from a workplace, they don't get any backlash. They don't get whiplash from the fact that they sacked somebody. Does that make sense? That's how corrupt it is. You were the problem. You did something that they didn't like in your behaviour, and now they're getting rid of you. You can go and squeal like a little pig wherever you want to squeal. That company will be an upstanding, men of the cloth company, even though they're called Corrupt Corp and Poison Animals on the daily. That's the name of them. That could be the name of the company. We poison animals on the daily, Evil Corp, and you got sacked from it, and you turn around and go, look what they're doing, and you're the problem. You're the one that's causing problems. Do you know why that is? I will explain even more if it makes any sense to anybody, right? You ready for this? Do you know why you're the problem? Because you're the easiest one to single out. This is why I told you about the 5 workers that don't fight against the one person when they all get sacked. And I've said this before about workers getting sacked. You deserve it. You deserve it. You contributed to a corrupt system that you caused in your first place. That you caused. That's why we're sitting in it. You are making it worse for you by contributing and getting your paycheck. That's how this works. You get your paycheck, you shut the F up, and you do what you're told. Evil Corp decides that you're the problem, not it. And you know how, as I say, even more so, you know how Evil Corp gets away with it? Because Evil Corp is 200 people, not just one person. And the one person at the top doesn't do anything. The Evil Corp of 200 people employs 20 people on the regular. It doesn't say that it sacks 30 people on the regular. It just says it employs 20 people on the regular. 200 people, 2,000 people on the regular. It doesn't matter. That's how they get away with it. They're doing the Lord's work by employing people. You're not. You're making the world worse by being human. By contributing that you want fed and you want shelter. That's how Evil Corp works. I'm getting wound up about it now. So, I hope that makes... hope. This is a terrible word to use. I would like to think that makes sense. That I've got the message across that Evil Corp or Corrupt Corporation Inc. is designed that way on purpose. So they employ... Here's how Corrupt Corporation work, right? Corrupt Corporation goes, I'm going to buy 10 companies in that area in the UK. Okay? They come over, lots of big bags of money. They throw the money down and they go, right, we're buying 10 companies here. One's a roofing company, one's a joinery company, one's a cleaning company, one's a gaming company, one's a dog training company. They're just all these different companies. They buy 10 of them, right? They distribute them all over the country. And by now, Corrupt Corp is not immune or exempt from debt. They're not immune or exempt from debt. What they are immune from is taxation. That's a different matter, right? Completely different system, but they are immune from it. Here's how they do it. They come to UK, they put 10 companies down, and they buy into them all. They fund them all, and in them, if you're in one of them areas, okay, in the UK, in England, or wherever it is, and you go down and you put in your application, you run down with your application form going, I'm going to work for Dogs R Us, right? Dogs R Us, I want to work for you. And you want to work at the checkout. All of a sudden, Dogs R Us is the greatest place in the world because it's the only big dollar store in the area. It's like a mall. Dogs R Us they employ 200 people. The next week, they sack 100 people out the back. So you see the 200 people running in the door and 100 people going out the back. So there's only 100 people left. Because they didn't need the other 100. They just needed to see that they were growing. The company's growing. Now, Corrupt Corp doesn't care. Corrupt Corp is the one that's sitting there going, Dogs R Us just made us X amount of money. While they're sitting in an offshore bank account going, they wouldn't really need Dogs R Us at the minute. Because the debt on it's rising a wee bit more because we put down 100,000 or 100 million to build it. And the 100 people that got dumped out the back, that got sacked, go home back to their houses and build campfires and hope that they, I'm going to say hope again, they go back and build campfires and that's the end of it. They don't band together and figure out that Dogs R Us company is destroying the area. They don't care. They never talked to each other, and they never knew each other. They didn't care about each other, and they never thought that they would end up in that position because that's the stupidity of the human race, right? They think that they're the ones that we as individuals. This is where I get caught on it. We as individuals are better than that. That'll never happen to me. They would never do that. That's not how the system works. It is. It's exactly how the system works, right? I'm just explaining it. So the 100 people is still there. So Johnny shows up at Dogs R Us and he has to buy a dog bone for his dog at home because he doesn't have any friends, right? He goes in and he buys a plastic bone, right? Now that's his last $5 or whatever, or £5 that he has left for his dog, right? And he's lucky to have a home, a tent or whatever he's living in, right? And he sees wee Sally at the checkout, and he tries to say, "All right, Sally," and she ignores him. Do you know why she ignores him? No value. Sally's not happy, and Johnny's not happy. And that's how Evil Corp goes like this and goes, "Ha, we've destroyed the area. Wait until the debt racks up, and then we'll just dump them all." Then wee Sally's gone, and wee Johnny has nowhere to work either. And wee Johnny's been trying to get a job in the dollar store, or Walmart, or wherever, for years, since Sally been working in the Dogs R Us place. And that's it. Then Dogs R Us goes under. The building lies there empty for the next 20 years. And the area is left desolate as usual. And that's what happens. Why did you think that the story I was telling was actually going to become a happy ending? No. That's not how this works. Reality isn't a happy ending. Reality is people... I keep saying don't care. What I mean is the mentality of people is that they are under the impression that it'll not happen to them. And then 10 years go by of the same thing that you've been doing every year. Eventually, you are contributing to destroying your own life. And then you wonder why you got sacked. Because we Karen in the HR or the office decided that they need to get rid of you. Just decided. It's not even like, it's just a whim that day. The Karen in the office just wasn't happy that day, so someone had to get sacked. It could have been as easy as that. Or she just got an order down from the executive saying, we have a quota that we have to get rid of 5 people today. And that's just it. It's not a debate. It's not an argument. It's not your job matters. It's you don't matter. You are contributing to your own demise. And you deserve what you get for not communicating with your fellow work colleagues, not communicating with the local neighbours or people around you, not helping out in a social manner. And if you want to throw it back at me as if to say, how are we supposed to do that? And you're talking absolute BS, because that's not the reality. And I'm going, okay, let's flip this on its head, right? About you doing, us all sitting around moping about the workplace and not having work colleagues because you can't trust them and you don't want to talk to them, and your neighbours are scumbags or whatever, okay, and you live in a bad neighbourhood and all that stuff. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, because we're all doing that to ourselves, right? And this is where I flip it. So we're living in this waller, in this disgusting cesspool of a swamp, right? Flip it on its head and turn that round and look at the rich, look at the wealthy, look at the absolute top of society that we have, those who are rich beyond wealth, like Rothschilds, Rockefellers, all that there and all. Look at they're doing. Now, they don't like each other either, but look at they're doing. They are socializing. They're having parties. They're selling mansions and stuff to each other. They're selling speedboats to each other, the yachts. They're talking to each other on a daily basis. Their kids are playing out in the park or the areas that they own together. They are walking around socializing away from these grimy swamp cesspit scummy areas that we live in. They are doing that. They have open land that they own, that they walk and frolic in with their kids, that they can drive around in their Rolls Royces on a daily basis. What are we doing? don't like Johnny and Sally, and look at they're disgusting. Look at he did. And then the manager's sitting looking at you, going, oh, look at them workers not working hard enough. Hey, scumbags. Give him another quota to do. And then the owner of the company going, oh, why do you keep coming calling me and ringing me and talking about this? What we Bobby's doing? We don't care. They're sick of looking at them. Just get them away out. Sack them. We don't care. That's how disgusting we treat each other. We look at each other like, not even like, worse than animals in these areas. And here's where I discovered a thing about myself. Sitting talking to an AI or language model that doesn't mean anything. It was only yesterday. That in my mindset, I'm too altruistic. I look at the world and go, why are we not? Why at this point in our timeline or period of our era of society that we're still doing this? I actually asked ChatGPT this. Again, talking to an AI. Why is it that we're so caveman-like? And it basically gave me the answer of it's inherently behavioral. And I do not teach my children that whatsoever. I do not teach my children in any shape or form, because I'm altruistic, to look at another human being or a baby in a disgusting manner, the way these other people do in these areas. Now, that's not to say that the wealthy and the rich aren't doing that too about other people's children or other people's other people. That's why I try to avoid the word hope. I try to avoid that word as much as possible. In my mind, when I see the word hope or talk about the word hope, I look at Pandora's box in Greece, when Zeus put all the evils of the world into the box to give her as a present. And when she released it and she opened it, and the only thing that was left at the bottom of the box was hope. And I question, if Zeus put all the evils of the world into the box, and hope was in there too, then why did he put it in? There's two versions of that. There's one that hope got into it, and the other one that was hope. All the evils of the world was put into it when she let them out. And in my mind, I look at hope as the most evil of all of them. Okay? In my mind, in my understanding of it. So when someone says hope, that we have any shape or form of hope, it doesn't exist. And my understanding of hope being at the bottom of the box was this. It stayed there because it knew. As a entity or being of hope, it knew that leaving the box or going anywhere was no different than being in the box. It was the most evil of the lot. If there's 7 realms, or was it 13 realms? I can't remember, or 8 realms of hell or something. The devil's at the bottom. So to me, hope was at the bottom, and it decided, I can destroy humanity better this way, through hope, than fighting against it. That's my personal view. Even being altruistic in the understanding of it's like, we should be doing better. There shouldn't be a question of hope. There shouldn't be this here mindset of it's like, I'm putting in my application form in the hope that I will get a job. You get me? I'm doing this here Twitch channel or YouTube channel in the hope that someone sees it. I'm doing all this work for 10 years of my life in the hope that I can have a retirement. I'm trying to save up all my money as I work really hard in the overtime and stuff and all, in the hope that I can buy another house. You get what I mean? It's an illusion. It's a very good illusion. It's a very difficult one to see. For me, anyway, it was. But when someone says hope, that's how I look at it. I really question it and go, I'm not gonna believe. Belief as well. Belief was another good one. It's just emotional. I had to destroy that. Then behind belief is another one called faith. Faith is a very intangible thing. In fact, belief is more belief is more intangible. Belief is more intangible than faith. Faith is, to me, is regarded as how can I find the word to describe faith? Like, what do you call them? It's a figment of your imagination type of thing. An illusion. Like a spectre. It's something that exists, but it's not really there. It's just a word that exists to make you hypnotized that there's something there and faith of it. But you have to believe it and have hope that it's going to work. And that's, to me, the positive part that you would like to follow. But when you really look at it, as I said, Evil Corp comes in, or Corrupt Corp Inc. just sets down, dumps a load of money, and all the people become hypnotized and under this illusion and become glazed, and then end up their death the death of the mind before they actually pass over. Because they're like zombies. That's how everybody is in the workplace. And it's designed that way, to be like that, to leave you disconnected. And this is what I'm saying about the timeline. We have been here for the last 500 years. We've had technological advancements, like the the tractor replacing the horse. We've had technological advancements of computer managing filing systems, communication systems to a longer distance. We've had these things that to adapt things better, but all we've done is try to trick one another or exploit one another even more so. So if I'm not just exploiting you here, I need to exploit you on the other side of the world, and they would need to do the same thing, rather than everybody being under one goal for humanity. What it really works out is you have the United Nations, the European Union, Congress, what's the other ones that people always talk about? Federations or whatever. They're all divided. Now, it's not to say that the division is bad. Division is good if managed individually and connected for a common goal. So it's like if you imagine different tribes of groups, and this is where it gets difficult then with a belief system. Emotions clash over what is out there giving me this faith and belief. As I say, that's why I'm saying that's what's causing the problem to me. You can't sit here and say that you care about a religious belief or whatever it is, and yet go and harm another by exploiting them in a company or whatever it is for their labor or their time, when the very thing religiously says that time is the only denominator in life. and you're willing to use that on another person. They're very contradictory, they're very debatable, they're very philosophical, they're very exploitative or whatever as well. In very manners, they clash. Rather than the two hands being one under one. Now, I'm not all for one world order and all that, or government. I'm not for that. What I'm trying to say is there's not going to be any other way if we're all divided the way we are. I said before about the exploitation of people. Human beings exploit ourselves worse than others, and there's things that go on that are very, very bad. And we're all aware of it. When there's a war decided by one group of people, the military industrial complex or whatever you want to call it, because there's no work, then you have a society divided and only based on destroying itself. Self-destructive. Wee Johnny goes to work in the military thinking that he's doing the right thing. They build him up, they train him up, they do all the stuff, they give him the equipment, and they throw him out to war. How's that a good thing? While presidents and political leaders make the decisions with their families not to be part of that. Now it's being political and religious, and people don't want to talk. That's just stupid to talk about. I have no say or change in this. Being very grounded, that's what I was trying to say. Being grounded and looking around you and changing what's around you is what it's about. If you have the personality, that's what I'm trying to say, or the personal goals to work on, to just sit there, I don't know, you're not causing any harm by smoking your brains out all day. You're only just causing harm to yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. That's all I'm getting at. If you're sitting there drinking, there's nothing wrong with drinking. You're not causing any harm to anybody else as well again. You're causing harm to yourself. There's nothing wrong with having stuff that you want to do and you enjoy doing. It's having the benefit for others to not be exploited, for not to be used against you. Question whether like you can do that, whether you can or can't do that. Sitting talking on this, that's the best that I'm getting. What other ones is there? Sitting talking on this. Enjoying fixing cars or something. Enjoying crafting, making things. Like there's a crafts and art thing on Twitch that these people are making all this stuff on art. And it's so good. It's just part of you, it becomes part of you. That's what you do. I wake up in the morning and this is what I do. I turn this thing on. I'm not complaining, I get it. I get the pleasure of doing this. The pleasure is I'm sitting here doing this and I'm not organizing it, or what do you call it? Scripting it and enjoying it. That's the problem. It is fun at some way to get this here workload of tasks, daily or weekly acts. But when I complete them, I don't feel fulfilled in any shape or form. It's not something that I want to enjoy. Like, and then when I don't do it, I'm sitting here going, I have not done anything else. I'm not going to do anything else, so I might as well do this. Play games. Let's find this here link. What's it called? Situation at BioWare is worse than we thought. Let's see. It doesn't come up. Yeah. Did this the last time. Huh. Why does it do that? That's interesting. I type in the exact title that he's put up. It doesn't give me the video. I have to change accounts to get the video and go to my history. It's the second time it's done that now. Right, I need to watch the rest of it now. Right, let's see. Right. Church stream for a second. I'm gonna go and do life stuff. Like tea and coffee. I don't know whether to leave this stuff on because it costs electric. I know these are all millionaires, but I'm not. But I can't be bothered setting up Big Betsy again. Try and stream this.
And we're out.
It's 4 hours. Three o'clock. Will I be back? No, I'll turn the stream off. Every time I do say this, but I'll say it again. Thanks for all my followers. I'll follow you back. I'll check you out. Do you get any followers? It'd be nice.
Everything
I do
in
think
order,
thanks. I do appreciate
operator?
it.
Is that
I'm
a
grateful
pun?
for it. And I'll follow back
Well,
as
let's
I
attempt to
say.
bypass this fault.
That's the best as we get. Have a nice time, day.